Hey guys, my name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Google's Smart Display campaign. I think a couple of months back, Google launched this new feature that allows brands and advertisers to use Google's Smart Display campaign feature that uses Google's machine learning algorithm to capture new customers and new leads in a more efficient way. So let's get started and talk about what are the requirements of Google Smart Display campaign and how to set up a new campaign in Google AdWords. So there are three key requirements to set up a Google Smart Display campaign. The first one is campaign budget. Now, as you know, you will set aside a budget for Google search and Google display campaign, but for a smart display campaign you will need to set aside a higher budget because Google requires at least 2 to 3 weeks to learn how well the campaign is performing, and only then it will start acquiring new customers. So you need to plan in such a way that you allocate more budget to a smart display campaign as compared to a search or a display ad campaign. The second requirement is creative assets, and this is the same as any other display campaign where you will require to upload banner images and logos. But don't worry if you don't have those images. You can use Google's website scan feature, where all you have to do is provide a link and Google will automatically download the images that you can use for your display ad. So the third key requirement is target cost per acquisition, and this is where you will set the maximum amount that you want to spend to acquire a new lead or a new customer. Now once you are done gathering all these requirements, I want to give a couple of tips in terms of creative assets. As mentioned earlier, you can upload your own images and logos. You can help Google scan your website and download images from your landing page. But I really recommend using the custom images option because it really helps you to add a nice call to action button on your image with one or two key headline, and it does improve your conversion rate. So make sure that you upload custom images rather than depending on your Google website scan feature. Moving on, there is one more key requirement for setting up a Google Smart Display campaign, and that is conversion tracking. Conversion tracking is basically, Google will help understand when you got a new lead based on the conversion code that is executed on your website. So if you don't know what a conversion tracking is, then please comment in the comment section, and I will send you a link for a tutorial that will help explain how to set up a conversion tracking on your website. But basically you need to install conversion tracking. If you're using Google Tag Manager, then set the conversion tracking code to fire on the appropriate landing page. And once you have completed this process, Google Ads will be able to collect those conversions either from Google Analytics tag or Google Ads. And once you have at least 50 conversions from the display network or 100 conversions from the search network, Google Smart Display campaign will be in a really good position to acquire new customers apart from re-engaging your existing customers. So finally, I want to mention some of the key advantages of using Smart Display. The first one is you will be able to reach new customers that matches your existing customers. At the same time, the campaign will be able to re-engage your existing customers. Google uses machine learning algorithm that will analyze your conversions to find similar customers on the internet, and based on the bidding and target cost per acquisition, Google will display those ads to potential customers. This is very important because if it's a manual process, you will really have to keep a track of all the different website placement app placement or YouTube channel placements, and you need to maintain those lists, and it needs to be constantly updated to reach new audience. But with smart display campaign, Google will automate that task for you. Once it knows what kind of profile and what are the different parameters required to acquire a lead or a customer, Google will start pushing your ads into different channels, into different placements, so that it can maximize your conversions. And basically, it will help Google to develop those patterns that can be utilized for your next campaign, because you have a solid start, because Google already knows where your potential customers are hanging out. And finally, you will be able to combine and convert your existing display campaigns into smart campaigns, or you can run both the campaigns at the same time. So those are some of the advantages of smart display campaign. Now let's get started with how to set up a smart display campaign in Google AdWords, and go through some of the steps involved in setting up a new ad group, and all the different parameters involved in the settings panel, Google AdWords. So the first thing that you want to do is to create a new campaign. Hit new campaign. Now you need to select the campaign goal, which is sales, leads, website traffic, product and brand consideration, brand awareness, and app promotion. For this example, I'm going to select I want to capture new leads, and that's my campaign goal. And then the campaign type is going to be display. And then as you can see, Google has this new option, smart display campaign, which will fully automate and optimize your bidding, targeting, and ads. So I'm going to select this option, and then you can choose your website, business website, for example, something like that, and then hit continue. Give your campaign a name, and then choose the location. I'm going to leave it as it is. Select the language as English, and then your bidding can be conversions or conversion value. Now I want to bid based on conversions, and I'm going to be selecting automatically maximize my conversions. Now this is where you will select your target cost per acquisition. So it really depends on what exactly are you trying to achieve. If you are trying to acquire a lead, then you need to calculate what is the maximum amount that you're willing to spend to capture that new lead. If you're selling a product on an e-commerce store, and if the product is like selling price is like $50 or $100, then your CPA can be 50% of your sale price. So in this case, since I'm going to acquire a lead, I'm gonna spend around $5, and I'll be paying for clicks rather than conversions. And this is where you set your budget. So I'm willing to spend $10 a day. Give an ad group name. This can be based on the category on the website, or the product category. So basically you would want to create a separate ad group for each product category. Since mine is a blog, I'm just gonna promote a specific section of my website. So I'm gonna say business strategies. Alright, the next option is targeting, and as you can see, targeting is automated. This is the most important part of this entire campaign creation process. And in my slideshow, I mentioned how Google uses machine learning algorithm to find out potential audience, and that is why the targeting is set to automated. And that's the major difference between a smart display campaign and a standard campaign. In a standard campaign, you will go ahead and select your audience and placement, but in a smart display campaign, Google will take care of where your ads needs to be shown and on which websites, and basically it will take care of all the targeting options. And finally, the last option is to create your ads, and that part of the campaign creation process is similar to any other standard display campaign. That's it guys for this video. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel. Any comments, likes is much appreciated, and I'll see you next time.